everyone. Our topic is what are the best solutions to reduce the damage to the environment? Our team members are Jaime Vicencio, Diana Fitz, Edgar Mestre, Grecia Segura, and Regina Obregón.
Okay. Well, we had a big environmental problem. We had people lighting our planet's air, water, and land, depleting its resources and accumulating a lot of waste for which we need to find places to store. So, why have we been doing these things? There are three major reasons. Environmental pollution is a consequence produced by the different activities generally created by man, which have repercussions on the physical integrity on the environment and that over the years have been getting worse, having the need to continue the environmental protection and healing campaigns of the natural environment until we had a green planet again. Environmental contaminations refers to the presence of external agents of physical origin, chemical or biological, that threaten the integrity of nature, becoming harmful not only to the environment, but also to the living beings that live in it. As man acquires more power in nature, the changes of worsening the environmental situation increase. If actions are not taken on time, many of the activities carried out by this population deteriorate the conditions that make up the ideal environment. The social behavior of man, in conjunction with his culture, is always adapting the environment according to their needs, and often these requirements are not compatible with ecological balance. What meant the human populations look for the means to stay in comfort, whether or not it is good for the health of the ecosystems. Well, one solution is reduce overpopulation with policies that regulate the number of children allowed to a couple. In my opinion, I agree with this policy because a festive environment exceeding demands goods and service, has a certain size of footprint. Consumption determines the size of our ecological footprint and humanity. Consume and generate waste is logical, but not in the quantities that most industrialized countries do. The under the below, but also in smaller quantities, and the problem continues. Even more so because our model is consumerist and unbridled. The overpopulation and the environment subject to effects of climate change are intimately related. Unfortunately, joins of lethal variables the effect of climate change and the lack of solidarity.
I do too. Human consumption is depleting the Earth's natural resource and impairing the capacity of life supporting ecosystems.
I'm sorry, but I disagree because it suggests a violation of what many believe is a human right. Planning the size of one family is believed to be a basic human right. In 1968 proclamation from the International Conference on Human Rights, it was decided that the number and spacing of children in a family is a basic right of the parents.
That's a good point. But the one child policy, it will contribute to the problem of gender imbalance in 2010. For example, there were 51 million more men than women in China.
Neither do I. It may create scarce resource if we are unable to locate the new source of nutrition that can feed 10 billion people. Then resources are going to come scarce. This will inevitably lead to conflict as people try to look out for their own needs at cost to everyone else.
A second major reason why we have a big problem of polluting is the bleeding and storing of waste is that during the past 200 years we have gone from an agricultural way of life to an industrial way of life. Instead of living off the land, growing grain to eat, tending to farm animals, we will factories and machines and create a new status called the worker to produce all kinds of products to consume as a stroll through a typical shopping mall will show. Our solution to this problem is recycling and renewable energies.
Well, with that point, I completely agree too. In the world, there is a problem caused by the large amount of waste deposited in municipal garbage dumps without fully exploiting the products. This at the same time causes environmental pollution. For this reason, it must be recycled in the country and in the whole world.
So do I. Conserves natural resource is the process of recycling uses and all materials was not there. It means new products will be manufactured by extraction of fresh raw materials underneath the earth through the process of mining and extraction. Recycling is a certified way of conserving existing raw materials and protection them for future use. Taking steps to conserve natural resources like minerals, water, and wood ensures sustainable and optimal use.
I see your point, but governments need to make a huge initial investment. Recycling is not always cost effective. Building up a new waste recycling unit takes a lot of capital.
I don't agree. Recycling is not widespread on large scale. Although recycling plays a bigger role in reduce the rate of pollution, the process has not been well embraced and developed.
Alternator. The quality of products manufactured from recycled waste might not be on fair regarding. Quality test skins of products are almost always made of treasured wasted materials collection from mountains of other wasted materials that had been overly utilized and fragile.
Well, a third major factor that caused our environmental problems is that we had created an ideology within capitalistic developed nations, one that is spreading more and more to developing nations due to television, computers, email, and the internet that people involved developed and developing nations were an even higher material standard. Of the higher material standard of living means producing more and more materials, goods, cars, houses, washer, dryers, refrigerators, stoves, water heater, heating and air conditioning systems for homes and office and so on. All of this means that we need to use more resources to produce more products, resulting in the further deploying of many resources. As we produce and consume these products, we pollute more and have more waste left over. Well, another solution is sustainable consumption and production. In this case, I completely agree. It is necessary to produce only enough, only what we need, but it will reduce the demands for raw materials, that is, natural resources, thereby also reduce waste.
I do too. Increase productivity and reduce costs. Detractors of sustainable claim that sustainable business practice hit it into corporate profit. Development of sustainable business practice lends itself to efficient operation that strengthens effort and conserve resources, which enhances employer productivity and reduce cost. Reducing cost also encompasses energy conservation strategies that can be as simple as turning off unnecessary lights and insulating wall to more sophisticated or efforts such as installation of geothermal heating and cooling systems. Those efforts having greater social impact will likely be more expensive to implement, but the long-term results justify the investment.
I'm of a different point. While many behaviors and practices associated with going green are designed to save money. There are certain ways in which green living can actually be moderately to very expensive. Much of the technology associated with green living does provide benefits to the environment, but often at much higher cost than their traditional counterparts. For instance, the use of solar panels can potentially save you money on your energy bills, but they can cost thousands of dollars to install.
I can agree with you. Another potential disadvantage to going green is the time factor. Time is an
It's an issue.
uh, with green living in two separated ways. The first is that adopting a green lifestyle can often be time consuming for those we are falling committed to green living. For example, you may choose to make your own clean or beautiful products which takes more than some simple push
Purchasing them.
the front store.
I tend to go into I tend to go. Green can also potentially have a negative effect on the environment. For instance, the development of alternative fuels is an innovation in the green movement in an effort to reduce reliance on non-renewable natural resources, while these fuels are intended to reduce the toxic emission caused by the burning of traditional gasoline. They may have uniquely caused the opposite effect. One of these alternative fuels, known as A5, actually release more ozone in the atmosphere than traditional fuel.
Well, these are our solutions to reduce the damage to the environmental. Thank you for listening us.